This is GT with the Vibe Podcast coming at you with another episode, and we have
Marie. I don't know why I said it like
and
that.
Candy B over here.
Period.
Bird Gang. OG.
Yeah.
Juicing.
Woo shop.
Calm the fuck down. Damn it. Let me read this story to y'all real quick. And then I'm gonna let y'all go in. I'm gonna go in at the end.
Okay.
I'm gonna let y'all go in. I'm gonna go in at the end.
Okay. Good.
So this dude's he's dating a chick. They've been dating for a year. There was a dude that she talked to prior to them dating, somebody she was tight with, and so he wasn't comfortable. He wasn't kosher with that. And so he was like, hey, we getting serious. You might have to cut that off. And so she said, okay. So all right. So 3 months into the relationship, he finds out that she's still talking to the dude. And then 6 months in, she finds out again that she's still talking to the dude. And then she finally says she cut him off. And so he ends up dating her for about a year and a half. And he said at the end of their relationship, it got real toxic. And he said that he found out that she cheated on him. And then he looked in her journal and she wrote it in her journal. And so she got pissed at him and said, you betrayed me for looking in my journal. But he's like, well, bitch, you betrayed me for cheating. But she doesn't see the cheating as betrayal. She sees the looking in the journal as betrayal. And so he asked us what we think about that shit.
Shit. Well, I could have told you from the jump they should have had an open relationship.
Oh shit! Okay, that's different perspective.
I mean, it's like, the saying goes, like, once shame on me. What is it like?
Oh yeah, fool me once.
Fool me once,
shame on you. Fool me twice. That's shame on me.
Fool me 3 times. Fuck the peace sign. Put the chocolate, let it rain. He said it.
But I mean, like, after the first time, what? Like, there would be no trust.
Shouldn't have been, yeah. It shouldn't have been.
Like, you already had that conversation about, you knew you guys weren't serious, you got serious. She still was talking to the dude, he found out. I mean, Second time, found out again, and then it took it the third time for you to find out that she cheated on you. But not even by conversation, it was by looking at her stuff.
Do y'all see that as betrayal if a dude, if a dude look in your journal and knows your inner thoughts?
No. Well, I mean, as a female.
Do y'all have a journal?
No.
I used to, but.
Used to?
Yeah. Something like it, but not for real. But you gotta be 10 steps ahead. And she was slipping on her pivot. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was me, I'm gonna keep it 1,000 from the jump. Okay, let's say I don't keep it 1,000, but I'm hiding my journal. You know? Yeah. But obviously she didn't really like the nigga because if she did, she would have moved differently. You know? Right. So that's his fault. We need to get it together.
From the
Be
jump,
paying attention.
There was never any commitment. And I mean, he should have realized that when he found out the first time she never let him go.
See, Marie came up in there. Why don't we fall in love?
I mean, because
would y'all cut off a dude if you found you a dude
at this point,
and the dude is like, and this dude is for real, like he's serious, you done got yourself a catch. Mm-hmm. Would you cut off a dude that you've had a relationship with in the past to keep that guy around?
Yeah, I just did. Mm-hmm. My little ex-friend, he went back to jail, so I deleted that Securus app. Gave him a chance for a whole month and a half. Motherfucker knew I wasn't messaging back on that. He called. I downloaded the app, see what he talking about. I'm talking about shit. Deleted it again. You on the same shit. So I'm stick with new buddy. So hell yeah. I would. I'd put all my eggs in one basket.
Oh yeah.
Damn, man, they not built like y'all out here in these streets.
I mean, they're not because
they not. They
there's so many factors. You know what I mean? Like there's just so many factors.
They want to keep their eggs in a whole bunch of baskets.
And people just don't have that commitment.
They don't. Yeah, they don't.
Because I've been there. Like I've been in a relationship where I was cheated on, and the only reason why I stayed was because I had a kid, and I wanted everything for my family to work, and then it was too much. Like I should have left that relationship from the jump. But
I think it's important knowing who you get involved with. So like me, it's naturally easy for me to ask questions. Mm-hmm. So knowing your child, like who raised you, like
there's a lot to that. Yeah, there's a lot to that.
From when I went to therapy just for myself, I realized a lot of stuff stems from childhood. Mm-hmm. So if you don't understand like who raised this person or how did you see your parents or What did you do in your childhood? That's how you are today, and that's how you want to treat your spouse or whoever you with. You know,
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
It does. Yeah, I mean, they say look at a woman's relationship with her dad. Because if you have a dad that like caters to his daughter, like at her every need, she's gonna expect that from her husband.
Hell yeah, I ain't playing with these niggas. I need some gas in my tank.
So, but I also think that just because you have people that are toxic people and their parents were together, like their parents have a good relationship. So then you're like, what happened to them? Like, what happened to them that turned them into that?
Trait.
It could be, yeah. I mean, it could be. I mean, and they say trauma, but I think people also trauma can change you, but I think people got to choose to allow it to change you. Because I don't think anything can change you that you don't want to change you. Yep. So if you allow trauma to change you, then you give yourself the excuse to act however you want to act.
Well, shit, I heard stories of, let's say you grew up in a 2-parent house, and like you just said, but that person, they trans like they got molested or something by an uncle or something, and they tell their parent, and the parent don't believe them. Then that'll fuck you up. You know what I'm saying?
That should have, yeah. And that was what?
Believe me. Shout out to Sharon Lynn. Thank you.
She said, my mom would have believed me. I mean, that is true too, and I think that fathers got to protect their daughters from the BS. Obviously, that's our job. Because I feel like sometimes we get comfortable in situations and we allow our daughters to experience too much of certain stuff. I was watching a podcast, and this guy, his daughter, she's 17, and he knew to do wasn't good for her. So he's like, hey, you probably need to dump this dude. And she was like, well, I don't know who's going to take me out on a date. He said, I'll take you out on a date. You want to go out on a date? I will take you out on a date. You dump this dude, and I'll take you out, and then I'll show you how a dude's supposed to take you out on a date.
Right.
And like, fathers ain't doing that. Like they're like, you have to listen to your daughter, because I be listening to Maya whenever she say something. I'm listening. I'm like, baby, tell me what you need to tell me, so I know what's going on inside your head. Because it's easy. Like, younger women are easily manipulated by older men. And a lot of times you get in situations, and I've seen it in the church, where you got older dudes that are lusting after younger females, and it's like, and I'd be like, when it happens, I'm like, where are the dads at? Like, what the dad's looking at? You gotta be paying attention. But I don't think that everybody comes from a household where a dad is watching out for them like that. Just because you got two parents together doesn't mean that their relationship is good either.
That's true.
So I think that goes into how a person comes out. And then your earliest relationships too, like when you start out dating, when you're 16 or 17, and you get in some toxic relationships, that could, if you allow it to make you toxic, you get toxic then, and then you just keep on being toxic.
Damn.
But I think that, but my thing is like, it comes a point where when you find a good person, like, you have to want to change. Like, you have to want to change and do things the right way. If you get a good person and you don't want to do things the right way, that's on you, and that's your loss.
See, and that's what I've talked to guys before I met them, and then I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready, because I still got growing to do. Because I know that, depending on the situation, I can be a little bit toxic just because of everything I've been through. I know I need to have me a good dude. Sometimes I want a little rough neck, slash me up. You know what I'm saying?
She said she want a hood, bro.
Yeah,
you want a hood, bro.
It's always good for me,
Yeah.
So I have to get my mental right before, because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, So I think just knowing yourself will make you a better person. A lot of people don't want to know themselves, but in that
Oh no, they don't. They want to blame everybody else. It's your fault.
Nah, it's you. It's you.
If you're a dude or a chick and you keep getting in relationships and shit keep getting fucked up, at some point in time you got to be like, what is wrong with me?
Nah, for real.
what am I doing wrong
right.
that's causing this shit to keep on happening? Because there's no way that it's everybody else and you done been in 20 relationships.
I ain't got time.
Like what? Like, that's crazy. At some point you got to realize it yourself. But so what do you guys think about the journal part? Him looking in her journal. Do you think he was out of line for doing that? I know you don't have I don't have a journal personally. I mean, because I feel like, and when you're in a committed relationship, I feel like if you have an issue with your partner, you tell them. Like, if you're writing issues down about your partner in a journal and you're not telling them, that's kind of strange. Like, that's a weird way to go about. And then it's like, why do you write them down in there if you're not gonna tell them? It's weird.
Lack of communication. For
sure. And I mean, my journal wasn't necessarily about my relationship. It was about me personally and things I was struggling with. as a parent and just as myself, and things that I would pray to God, like, what can I do better? And if, say, my son ever found that, he would be able to look back and see, like, what I was going through as a single parent and stuff like that. Like,
and so for you, it's about growth. I
make a journal about my relationship. If it was anything, it would be more of like an intimate side, like not like intimate, but like my feelings.
So yours is like, so yours sounds like it's more like a growth. Like you're trying to figure out how to grow. Right. You're talking to God. You're not talking about a partner. You're not talking about a specific person.
It's not negative. Okay. I don't journal to be negative.
Well, I don't think it's right because I know a situation where somebody was married and same thing, and the dude found the wife's journal, found out she was cheating. But he played it cool, and he kept everything cool. And then one day he threw the divorce papers on her and was like, she was like, "How did you know?" You know.
Well, I think that
I just feel like you can't get upset about that though.
Yeah.
Because you're in a relationship and you're supposed to have that communication. And if you can't talk, then why are you in a relationship?
Yeah. Well, like why are you? I mean, and my thing is secrets. With that, with your situation, I feel like he has the right to the truth.
Oh, yeah.
And if you only put the truth on paper, but you won't tell him the truth, then he goes find the truth. Then he found the truth. Like he has the right to the truth. That's not, to me, somebody saying that it's betrayal to read a book that you're writing about somebody else is dumb as hell. Like if it's about that person, they should probably be able to know what the fuck you think about them. Like if you can't tell them what you think about them, but you can write it, I feel like they should have the right to know that. And like I said, if the truth is in there, and if you only first of all, you need to work on yourself. If you're cheating on your husband or you're cheating on your wife, and you're putting it in a journal, but you can't talk to them in person, you got some personal. You need to go to therapy. You lack it.
You don't take accountability for what they're doing.
Zero accountability. Yeah.
That's where people are going to get defensive and upset, and that's going to be their reason to leave because they had an invasion of privacy. But when you're, like I said, if you're married,
what privacy you supposed to have?
You have no privacy.
Like, I'm
privacy is if you close the door, go in there and take a shit. Like,
she's like, oh damn,
I'm on the toilet too.
Yeah, I'm sitting there with you, baby. Shit, right? Like, that is true though. I mean, like, I don't know where that mindset comes from that you have privacy in a relationship. I don't know where that comes from. Like, why are you in a relationship if you want to have a whole lot of privacy? Right. Like to me, you should just be single. Like if you want to be private, just be single. That's okay. It's okay to want to be private. I'm not saying it's a negative thing, but why get in a relationship and then be committed, especially if you're married? If you're married, you damn sure ain't got no damn privacy.
There's some things that you keep out of like a new relationship. Like, why would you want to talk about your ex or like past relationship? I mean, it's good to talk about before like you get in a relationship with that person.
But once you get in, you gotta let
that you slide.
Yeah, because if somebody talk about their ex negatively all the time,
right, like
then they're probably the problem. Right. You need to go ahead and leave because
clearly they still have that person in their thoughts and in their
deep in their head. Yeah. You love your ex? Do they all live in Texas?
So there's my question. I think it's just like I said, like just no accountability, and it's just their way to leave the relationship and not take the blame.
Not take the blame, yeah. So they blame the other person.
We're gonna go through a journal, like.
But if somebody if you know that you want to be with somebody, just leave them, man. That's
you ain't got it. What I'm saying, like, why you gotta? It's like cookie crumbing somebody to. I mean, to me, a person that does that cookie crumb. First of all, it sounds narcissist, but they cookie crumb you. And they want you because they want you to be the person to do it so they can be the victim. So it's like a victim mindset. I want to be the victim, so I'm going to make this person do this. I'm going to drive them to this point so that way I can be the victim. Because I don't want to just do it myself.
I used to be there. I had to grow out of that shit. You know?
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, no. Like, everything it's not going to feel good. You know, sometimes you have to take steps in your life and everybody thinks everything is a piece of cake, easy breezy, butterflies. No, you gonna hurt, you gonna cry. It's life, but it makes you stronger. So like, don't fuck with somebody else's feelings because that shit gonna come right back. It's gonna go fuck with your feelings.
Gonna get your ass. Yep.
Come on now.
Karma, man, and God don't play. God definitely don't play. Like it's crazy because I was watching another podcast and it was a similar situation, but the dude was using God. He was like talking about how. In the journal that the person found out this dude was cheating, and in the journal he's like writing, if you don't want me to be with this person, just tell me, yada yada yada. And I'm like, God ain't told your ass there's such a thing.
And you're not
what God
you
praying to?
You know what I mean?
Exactly. You're not supposed to ask God that.
He will present you, and it's your ability to see that.
Yeah.
See
Yeah.
that. And
You're
you
not
have
supposed
to
to
have
ask,
the
yeah.
courage to leave.
Man, come on now.
I mean,
Yeah.
The whole world
Because-
said.
Amen.
Yeah.
Because
Amen.
I mean, I've been there, and you know what? It happened. Like everything was presented in front of me, and I wish I didn't ask. I wish my eyes were just open, and I would have seen it sooner than I did.
Because
Yeah.
God be showing you.
Yeah.
Because and
God
I would
be
have had
showing.
the courage to fully
Yep.
leave at that time when I knew I should have, but I didn't.
Man.
And you know,
Damn.
it was just a lesson learned. And
been
I just
game over
I
there.
never asked God to give me a sign because you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to literally just obviously walk by your faith.
It's
and
called
your
trust.
Man, because
Trust.
I did that like a week ago.
Right.
Ooh, a sign came back in 30 minutes. I was like,
Bing.
Yep.
And he'll show you. And
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he'll show you.
And the thing is people aren't patient. You know, people have no patience for
Yeah.
anything, and that's what you have to give yourself is patience and time because nothing happens in a blink of an eye.
no.
Because things
Yeah.
can change in a blink
Yeah.
of an eye. So
Yeah, and yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's just crazy because, you know, people will use God as like a cop out of all kind of stuff,
Oh,
and that ain't what God is. That's not what He is.
No.
And you know, in your relationship, to me, you should be praying to be better
Mm-hmm.
in your relationship and not praying that you get a sign if you're supposed to be with somebody. Like that's
Right.
that's weird.
No, we was still in the talking stages.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. It was another YouTube that I watched. It was that I watched that had that situation where this dude was like, in his journal, he's like, I'm praying to God, asking Him to show me a sign if I'm supposed to be with this person. If I'm not, then show me a sign. Like it's like,
it's more like pray for her.
yeah, you
To
should
be
be.
the woman for you.
Yeah. Pray for them. Pray
Right.
for them to be better, not for you to have a way to get out.
Right.
Pray for them to be better. Pray for yourself to be better. Because for you to even write that in there and expect God to do that for you is even crazier. You must not have a good enough relationship with God to understand what He's about if you're talking to Him like that. Because that's not how it needs to be talked about. But I think
I
that
pray for these niggas too.
pray for them that they can be better. Even if you can't be with them.
Stop praying for them. They got to figure it out.
Sometimes they do. Yeah, at some point they do. At some point they got to make that decision themselves. But as far as toxicity in a relationship, like, that's toxic. Like, you don't want to be, I mean, if you're that level of toxic where you can't communicate your feelings, but you can write it down and you want to hide stuff. Yeah. And typically people that are journaling, them people be cheating, but they're writing it. Like, my thing is, how do you write the truth in a journal? But you can't just go to your partner and just be like, hey, this is what happened. Like, it's like you're hiding the truth again. Like, you're already hiding the truth, but now you done wrote it down somewhere and you're hiding that truth again.
Honesty is the best policy.
Yep.
And if you ain't got honesty within you, you can't be in no relationship.
No.
That's for damn sure.
I had to learn that, that be upfront.
And just keep it real. That's it.
It
If you
don't
keep it
matter if it
real,
hurts you or them. At least you be able to sleep at night.
yeah. And you can feel good. You ain't got to go through that, because a lot of people, like, you invest so much time in a person, to have stuff like that happen, and like that sucks, because it's a year and a half of your life that you can't get back.
Right.
When all that person had to do was tell you from the jump,
Man,
hey, I don't want
oh.
to commit a relationship. I'm trying to still feel around, or maybe they wanted to commit a relationship, but they couldn't change to fit the commitment that was going to happen for the relationship.
Well, I've also had a person tell me, a guy was like, I ain't ready for a relationship, but then me as a female, I'm still trying to stick around, hoping, waiting, because I like this person.
You want that guy?
And I've seen a word somewhere, and it said something like, "Never let a man tell you more than one time that he doesn't want to be with you or that he does not love you, because it'll never change."
Damn.
That's deep, and
And I was like,
you'll know,
that's true.
and you'll know, and like, they say, they can say a lot of shit about men, but one thing that we won't do, we try our best not to drag people along. Like, once we know we done.
There's some people that do though.
No, there are some people. There are some
Right.
people. I mean, there are immature dudes out there.
Yes.
There are narcissistic dudes out there that like to play games. But for the most part, you get you a good dude. He will give you 110% all the time. But if something happens and something changes, he gonna tell you, and then you're gonna realize it too, because his how he moves will change a little bit. But we try not to string along, because we understand time is valuable. And we put a different type of time into the relationship, especially dudes like me. Like, I go to work, so that my woman don't gotta work. Like, there's a lot of energy and effort that goes into it, and so.
Hey, I'm your little brother up today because I know
Hey, he be hustling, bro. Our mom taught us some things that have instilled in us growing up that were good, that my dad wasn't doing. But she told us this is how you're supposed to do it. And reading in the Bible literally tells you that. Like, when he cursed Adam, he said, by the sweat of your brow, that's how you'll eat. He didn't do that to the woman. He didn't say by the sweat of the woman's brow, that's how you eat. He said it to the man. So from that day on, the man has to provide. Like, that's where God ordained men to provide. And so that's what we're supposed to do. And so that's what we do. We'll give you all that. But obviously, when there comes a time when shit happens, we will try our best to keep it real. Sometimes we don't know how to communicate the best. I will admit to that. Me personally. I am not. I'm not by any means perfect. I got shit to work on too. God, keep working on me. But we will try our best to communicate. But one thing that I feel like men do that I don't like is they'll get in a relationship with somebody who's toxic like that, and they'll provide for that person. They'll just, because it's our nature, because of how we are, we'll keep trying to provide for that person, knowing that person ain't worth providing for in the first place. And that'll turn a man. Like, you get in a relationship where you get one person like that does you like that could be 100% good dude, and now he's tainted for the rest of his life unless he can grow out of it, work through it, go to counseling, go to therapy, all that stuff. And so that's the stuff that irks me, is like, and even for women, like, you get you a good woman that picked you up when you wasn't shit, you didn't have nothing, and she vibing with you while you ain't got nothing. Now you grow, you get something. She deserves to be there when you get it too, because she was there when you didn't have it. Because a lot of women will wait at the finish line and want the finished product. But there are women out there like you guys, and listen to how you guys talk, that you will help build your person to be able to get wherever they're trying to go. And that's what God ordained for y'all to do.
Yeah, that's a woman's job. And I'm like, how do you expect him to go out into the world and provide if you're not even boosting him up and giving him those gems, like, you can do it.
Yep.
You know, this.
We be needing that shit. When y'all say that, like, we might go in the car and cry on our way to work. Because y'all said that to us. Yeah. Like, sometimes just saying that. Because we don't hear it. Yeah, because we don't hear it, because we're expected to provide. So it's rare that you get thanked for the provisions that you do. It's rare.
Man, because I need you to come back and I need you to keep me so I can go shopping.
Right. Get my nails done.
Yeah, so let me just lift you on
up. It's $150, you know?
Yeah.
No, hey, go get that OT real quick.
There's even guys I just talked to and, like, have inspired them in their business, and they came back like, thank you.
We need it. We need it, because, we need it. As men, I'm sorry to be off topic, but yeah, as men, we need that. Like, because we try and do it for each other, but because so much is expected of a man, and we just keep pushing and keep striving, like, sometimes I feel like people forget that we need to be thanked too. Because, man, we'll thank the heck out of a woman. Stay-at-home mom, if you're a mom that stay at home and go to work, take care of your kids, all that, we will praise the hell out of you and have people hate on us for praising you. But we will praise the heck out of you, but rarely do men get that type of praise. Right. If y'all look at social media, you guys look around out here, rarely do men get that type of praise.
I think
it's expected. It's an expectation.
Yeah.
And even when you do what's expected, I feel like you should still get praise, because there's a lot of dudes out here ain't doing what's expected.
No, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But the ones that do go out and take care of home, y'all carry a lot.
Oh, it's heavy.
Hell yeah.
It's heavy.
And y'all need that extra boost, and I think that's important. Sometimes when I'm just out and about, if I see, a dad with kids, I'm like, I see you get busy, Dad. What?
Yeah, they be, yeah.
Light them up real quick, because, that's a beautiful thing. It's rare nowadays, So, I mean, I always give off what I want back,
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah, treat others how you want to be treated. That's elementary school teaching right there. No, they teach you that way back in the day when you're a teeny bopper. But people lose sight of what's important. Yeah. They lose sight of what's important, and then they get caught up in the stuff, the other stuff that's out there. My mom calls them isms and schisms. That's what she called them. Yeah, she called it. Yeah, anything that has an ism or a schism on the end of it, like feminism, that's an ism. So anything that has that on the end of it is something that's put in to divide people. And so that's how she taught me. She's like, if it has that on the end of it, Yeah, somebody came up with that to divide people.
Mama was speaking knowledge.
Oh shit, my mom was speaking. Like as I grow older and I think about some of the stuff my mom said, I'm just like,
man,
dang.
was right. They're not for
Mama
real.
was right.
No, it don't teach you adult.
Yeah, you like Mama was right, dog. Dang.
Shit, even my grandma, something that she said the other day, I was like, damn.
Spitting gems. Like it's something about a woman's wisdom when she has kids. It changes. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know why, but it changes when she has kids. She just her wise level. They're already wise, but they take it to another level of wise, and they hit you with some gems. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if it's self-reflection. I don't know if you guys self-reflect when you guys have kids and you kind of look back on your past because as a mom, you probably want to do things different than your parents, and so you'll look back on your past experience. You'll even look back on your parents' experiences too, and then that gives you wisdom, because wisdom comes from experience. And so as you look back at your experiences, you kind of start to put those gems in there, and then you get that to your kids. And then Dom, when he get older, he gonna remember some stuff that you said today when he's in his 30s.
I sure hope so.
And he you know what? We wasn't listening to Mom back then either. Me and my bro, we was cutting up.
Oh, God.
But as we got older, she molded us the right way.
Yeah.
To where we were on the path that we were supposed to be on. Like we could have been on a different path. I got cousins in prison for murder, stuff like that, but we ended up being cops. Me and ended up being cops, probably Megan. It's okay. Keep it down. But we'll wrap it up. Any last thoughts from y'all before we roll up out of here?
No.
Watch out for the toxicity.
Watch out for the craziness. Watch out for the A. Marie.
Did I fall off?
This is GT the Vibe podcast.
Just put it back in the
We out. You see I did that shit? On the game. What's up, Megan?
It's